Hi, my name is Declan Connolly, and I'm a consultant for Atlantic Consulting. This is my partner, Alex Out, also a consultant for Atlantic Consulting. Um, After our professional review of Rare Retro, we have a few suggestions and changes we think that you should implement with your business. So first, we're going to conduct a simple SWOT analysis. So let's take a look at we're going to take a look at your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So Rare Retro, you guys have a strong little customer base. Your customers are happy. They're happy with the environment they're getting. They're happy with the product, happy with the service they're getting. Um, so that has led to obviously a very strong reputation for the store, Rare Retro. You guys have great name recognition, which is great to capitalize on for marketing. You guys have a great reputation. When people know that when they come to Rare Retro, they're going to get good service and good music. The also good thing is that you guys are in a big metropolitan city with a very diverse market, a very diverse consumer base. So you guys will have lots of different groups and areas and markets to tap into. One of the weaknesses of Rare Retro is that you guys are old school. It's Rare Retro. It is old hard copy vinyl music. The one downside to that, though, while I personally love old music, I think it's the best type of genre there is. Um, there is only one sales channel for Rare Retro, which is people coming into the store. And as we know, lots of businesses have shifted to online models, and that's not necessarily putting down in-store models, but it is the only sole channel of sales you guys currently have. Um, And also, one weakness that you mentioned personally was that people are coming into the store and they love to listen to music and chat, but they're not necessarily buying products. They feel super comfortable, but they're not. They love the setting, they love the environment, they love the store, but they're not buying our product. And when they're coming in here not spending money, we're glad they're having a good time, but we would rather them be buying products. As I mentioned earlier, you guys are in a great market in a big city, big diverse market, good neighborhood. So that you guys can tap into that market by reaching out to many different groups, um, especially if you guys are willing to expand into online sales, which I'll get obviously more into later. But with the introduction of an online website and store, you guys can really hammer home and tap into your great market that you guys have. And one opportunity is also to expand your product base. I'll talk more about that later. So one threat is with our changes, you guys have a great brand identity, but you guys are known on tradition, known on being rare retro, throwback, old school. And one worry we have is that there's a possibility that some customers will be unhappy with the changes. They'll think we're abandoning tradition, but in reality, we're just strengthening our traditions and adapting to our changing market. So first thing I want to say is we're going to introduce a simple three-step plan. First step will be introducing an online website and store. Second step will be merchandising for the store and for the performers, basic retail merchandising. And also the third step will be Big Blues Band, which will be our loyalty rewards program. So in terms of product, as I mentioned earlier, we have Rare Retro has a great brand identity. They're known for great music and great quality and great service. We want to make sure we keep our brand identity. We want to keep finding original new music. We want to keep that chase. Big Blue was always looking for the hottest up and coming artist who could showcase, and we want to keep that search going. We want to honor him by finding the newest and best music we can. We do want to keep finding great jazz artists. We also think that there's a possibility to expand and look into new genres and new artists. We could look for international artists, especially with the rise of the internet and the online music industry. There are lots of artists from all around the world, and it's much easier to get your music out there. I think we could find even more artists. Even though they may differ from what we normally bring, we think it'd be a good idea to explore other genres and other artists. In terms of price, Rare Retro, you charge above average prices, but that's that's understandable. You guys have good quality products. You're known for your good music. Also, you guys are known for great brand reputation, great service, and all of that factors in. You sell the experience, and that all factors into the price. The price will remain the same. We will keep charging above average rates, but they are very warranted for our above average products. In terms of promotions, this is one that I really want to hit on. There are tons of opportunities for Rare Retro to promote their business. So one thing we're going to focus on is taking advantage of the new website. With the new website, we can have live streams, we can get customer feedback, and we can stream different types of music instead of maybe with the current pandemic, we might not be able to have big live concerts. We can have live streams to focus other music. One thing we can also do is we can also get better customer feedback by posting different types of videos and genres. We can really see what our customers want, and we can use this to try to find new music. And then the big thing, obviously, is our loyalty rewards program, which we will call Big Blues Band to honor Big Blue. The perks of this being part of Big Blues Band, you will get a Big Blue Band card, which you can use in the store and online for discounts and other perks. These perks include early access to new online videos and streams, better seats for in-person concerts, and also opportunities to get to know our performers better, such as Q&As. And if you are lucky, we will have contests sometimes where our members can win one-on-one sit-down interviews with our performers. uh, Going off of the strong brand reputation that we have, our customers are satisfied. We can capitalize on this customer satisfaction through word of mouth advertising. Some may say it's a weakness that we rely on word of mouth advertising, but we see it as a strength. All of our customers are very satisfied, and they do tell their friends, they tell everyone about how great Rare Retro is, and that is what is really driving your customer base. Especially with the implementation of the online store and the online website, we only expect word of mouth advertising to increase and expand possibly geographically and among other new markets and new customer bases. And one thing is Rare Retro, it's built on like old school traditional values. And what we can do is we can expand advertising by not necessarily spending lots of money on advertising. We can instead focus that money on our product and our quality of service. And one thing we can increase our advertising without increasing costs is through social media. Social media is also a very fun and casual way to promote your business. It introduces a great way to interact with your customers and to see what they really like. It also gives them a chance to spread your name, as your customers can repost and comment and like the posts made by your social media. So when it comes to social media, we suggest an Instagram account, a Twitter account, and a Facebook account, and we suggest hiring someone to manage these social media accounts. Now I'll let my partner Alex take over.
Now, as my partner has excellently described the specificity and nuances of our plan, I'll start to get into a little bit of the nitty gritty on market functions, risk taking, small business opportunities, etc. Now, at our core, we're a small business, but that does not mean we cannot participate in the same international trade relations that other larger organizations would. Firstly, our merchandise, like my partner mentioned, is an important part of our process to increase revenue and profits for you guys, and we would be engaging in the same level of purchase as a representative of a smaller company would. Although we only have one store, we would use the online store, like you suggested, to increase profits and revenue for our business. Now, to move on from there, the marketing functions that we would primarily utilize would be word of mouth and social media. Although we, of course, value paper and electronic advertising in this day and age, it seems to go directly against Big Blue's vision for the store, and we wouldn't want to sacrifice that, losing our customer base and having employee dissatisfaction. We understand that dissatisfied employees means dissatisfied customers, and that's one of the most clear connections between our company actions and the results that become of it. Now, we want to make sure that this is clearly communicated to our employees, as you've expressed through your questions a bit of hesitance about whether or not this would be within Big Blue's vision, and we want to boil it down to the simplicity of Big Blue's original vision for this company, which is a place for people to enjoy music and, of course, purchase coffee. Now, we would be keeping the base the same, while at the same time upgrading where we can, while still honoring his vision. This would be through the loyalty rewards, through the online sales, and through, of course, the merchandise. All of this should combine to help us gain market share, and in doing so, not increase our prices or decrease customer satisfaction. And through all of this, it would solely increase your profit and your market share going forward. Now, oh, yes, most importantly, the risks of this operation. Now, this would be relatively low risk. It would be um, managing employees that we've already had, hiring very few new ones, working through production channels to obtain merchandise, and working with a company to print that merchandise at a reasonable price and deliver it, sell it, etc. Um, like you mentioned before, international shipping is definitely possible, especially when we would likely have the production of these t-shirts be international. Um, so we would be able to reach out to international markets, and by relying on our customers' feedback, we would be able to get a wider variety of music, much like Big Blue's vision. And through Big Blue's band card, we can honor our original customer base with a paid exclusivity that may result in Big Blue's band being extremely popular. Now, on top of that, I want to answer some of your questions that I haven't gotten to yet. Um, do these changes reflect Big Blue's vision? I think most definitely. Like I said before, he wanted this to be a place where people can enjoy music at um, with reasonable coffee. And although we're not really changing the coffee aspect of it, I think we're fully revamping music in a way that Big Blue would be proud of. Additionally, we can consult with him on this matter, as he does still have a cultural connection to the store and, of course, to many of the new and previous customers. And since we bear his reputation, we may want to get his seal of approval. That is, of course, up to you, the new store owner, but it may increase satisfaction with this decision. Now, how do we communicate these changes to our loyal customers? Like we said before, we really want to rely on word of mouth advertising. However, as that is not guaranteed, we would want to make sure that our employees understand this change completely and can appropriately promote it, and promote it through social media and in-store advertisement. As this continues to be a cultural hub even within the pandemic, um, we understand the relative longevity of this store, and we would not want to sacrifice that with electronic advertising that would paint us as no longer an elite in the music industry and rather another face in a world of electronic records. Now, how do we communicate the changes to the staff? That's a valid question and very important. Um, we want to make sure that we explain how this does fit Big Blue's original vision, how this does not increase our prices and doesn't disproportionately affect our reputation. Although Big Blue's band card is a bit of uh, a purchase for an individual, it's still very reasonably priced. And we can change that price according to you in further talks. Now, I want to make sure that our team is on board with our social media, as they will be a primary face of our company. And if there seems to be incongruity between them and the social media team, that would be negative. So I think it would be great to have clear feedback between myself, you, my partner, your team, and the social media team. And through that, allow for a clear and more down to earth, while still maintaining our elite presence, um, store experience and online experience. I think that just about covers everything. Thank you.
Thank you.